Okay, so I've got my nano camera out. It's not going to be as bright and as clear as larger ones because it's a very small camera. But this is the kitchen sink line. We scoped a lot of this with the bigger camera. We were able to get past it and all that good stuff. But that's where I was getting stuck last time. Like I said, it's so small, it's going to chuck this stuff up on the camera lens a little better. But we're going to see if we can get a clear picture of it. So give me a minute. We'll run some water, clean it up, then pull it back. Because we're already at the tie-in. I felt it hit. Okay, got the lens cleaned up, so we're going to run back. Then you have your tie-in right here. That's where it ties into that line. Very short run. Everything looks great. I mean, not a lot of buildup. No open wounds in the pipe. It's open and flowing. Does not look bad at all. Okay, so this is the vent stack for the hallway vanity sink that I couldn't get past with the larger camera, so nano again to see what it looks like. And really it's just the turn at the bottom that's a little bit steep. And there's the tie-in. You can see a little bit of reflection of the water on the right side of the screen. So we're still in the vent stack. There's a nail. I could probably swing past it probably. Yep, boom, there you go. So we're in this line. And a little bit of buildup at the bottom, which, like I said, super small camera, a little hard to get past, but we will with time. Actually, let's see here. And you can barely see ahead of you. That's actually the tie-in to the main line. It's not very long, but a lot of turns in this line, so hard to push the rest of the way, but it's literally probably a foot and a half in front of me. I can barely see it, so that's this line's pretty much good to go. The nail is in the vent stack, which not a big deal. There's that little thing. So honestly, everything's looking really good. I mean, for what it is, I don't see any major defects. There is a missing line on a tie-in, but that'll be noted in the report. It's going to be kind of a longer taping and recording. I had to get multiple cameras out and all that stuff, so hopefully you can bear with the recording, but it's a darn good recording. So this should be the hallway shower bath. Hopefully I don't hit too many turns here, but we're running down it. And there's, like I said, a sharp turn at the bottom because it's a old type of lead joint. Actually PVC, but this one's the one that held a little bit of water. So I can get past that just fine. And that is directly into the main line of the cast. Pretty simple. And doesn't look bad. It's a little rough like normal. Little rough like normal. Got hair and stuff kind of calculated up into it. And that's actually the tie-in. Boom. Right there. So nothing weird going on there. No major, like if you get a broken pipe, you'll see a really dark spot. And I'm not seeing anything like that. I mean, it's rough looking, but these lines typically are on this side. So I got past that super sharp 90. And we got the master one to run, and that should be it. And this is the one, I think the master shower is the one that the previous company said was like, oh, this is definitely a point of interest. So we'll double check it and make sure with the nano camera and see what we got. Alright, so this is for the master shower vent stack. And this is the one in between the 4-inch vent stack and the smaller vent stack towards I guess that'd be the south side of the property, as south as you can get at least. But this should be for the shower. So that's a little, looks like that might actually be a point of some interest, but oh, no, I can see the Fernco now. It's just weirdly Ferncoed together instead of glued. That's okay. Should hold just fine. So this is another really tight turn. So we're going to get past this. Yep. Okay. See all that? Great. Obviously a bunch of buildup, which is super normal for these lines. Get past all this. Let's see what we have. Got lots of hair, and the hair, real thin hair, can look like roots. So I'm going to take a second look at that because it looks like hair to me, but I'm going to double check it. But we are actually in the 4-inch tie-in, and I'm going to check this out real quick just to double check and see. So it looks like a bunch of hair and stuff. And definitely just a bunch of hair buildup. But it could use a little bit of cleaning. That's a hairball, basically. But yeah. So push through nice and easy. Could use a little bit of a cleaning, but other than that, doesn't have anything weird wrong with it. So all in all, pretty good drain system for what it is. It's older pipes, but I mean, it's an old house too. So overall, the drains in this inspection look honestly pretty darn. So that concludes the drain inspection. I've ran literally everything you could run. And like I said, the cast iron's older. It's going to be rough interiorly. It's just what it does over time. But there's no like major defect or like an open hole in the pipe or anything weird like that. On the master vent, it was kind of a weird looking, because it's all PVC, it should be glued, but there is a Fernco in the wall that connects two pieces of PVC, which just looked weird to me because it looks really dark. So it looked like it was just open, but that's not the case for sure. The other thing is on this hydrostatic test, in my experience, which, you know, I've been around it for almost 20 years. My dad started doing strictly inspections and water leak detections, and he's been doing it for 20 years. I've been doing it full time for 12, and he can tell you that houses like these, 95% of the time, if you run a hydrostatic test on an older house, it is going to fail because it's old. It will press out of any little joint hub in that area. It can easily do it. Also, there's concrete piping within the hydrostatic test that has been done, I think twice now, and that concrete piping, it just butts together. Like literally, it's two pieces of pipe, they set side by side, and there's a joint, and it's just literally sitting together. So it's not going to hold, period, on this hydrostatic test. The main thing for me when I'm looking at this type of inspection is, do all of the drain lines function? How do the drain lines look? Are there any major, root balls or roots in the line? Are there any major offsets or anything funky that can cause issues? And there's really not. I mean, you've got some longer lines out here, and you've got, four different types of piping used at the house. You got the lead vent stacks, the metal ones, not lead, but metal vent stacks. You've got the cast iron underneath, PVC sections at times, and you've also got pieces of clay tile, so it's 5 types of pipes technically, little sections of clay tile to connect other pieces, and also some concrete piping. So it's not designed to hold pressure. These older houses, when they first were installed, sure they were, but I don't even think they did hydrostatic tests back in the day when they built this. They threw it in, knew it was going to work, and let it go. Now, if this was all PVC, it should 100% hold. It's 100% glued. You got an issue, there's a break, there's something not glued. Absolutely. On older houses, it just does not work. It almost never works. So that's my 2 cents, but all the drain lines look good. Literally no issues, no major issues to go. They could use some cleaning on a couple of these lines, in which I'll put in my report, just to make sure they're nice and tidy. But other than that, it looks really, really good.